My wife suggested an open marriage, but she crossed the boundaries. When Emily first brought it up, I wasn't sure if I'd heard her right. What do you think about an open marriage? She asked one evening, her tone casual as though she were suggesting we rearrange the living room. I stared at her, trying to gauge if she was serious. 6 years of marriage had brought its fair share of ups and downs, but I thought we were happy. Sure, the spark had dimmed, but I always believed it was something we could reignite together. Emily thought differently. It's not about us, she assured me. I love you, James. This isn't about replacing you. It's just about exploration. A chance to feel alive again. I resisted at first, but Emily had a way of rationalizing things until I felt like I was the one being unreasonable. We'll set rules, she said. Clear boundaries. It'll make us stronger, I promise. I told myself I was doing it for her, for us. So, I agreed. The rules were simple. No emotional attachments, complete honesty about who we were seeing, and mutual respect. It sounded manageable in theory, but the reality was far messier. The first few weeks were awkward. I half-heartedly downloaded dating apps but found the whole process exhausting. Emily, on the other hand, seemed to thrive. She was glowing, coming home from her dates with an energy I hadn't seen in years. Are you okay? She'd ask, her eyes searching mine. I'd force a smile and nod. Of course, I want you to be happy. Eventually, I met someone too. A coworker named Claire. She was kind and uncomplicated. We'd meet for drinks, share a few laughs, and occasionally spend the night together. It was fun, but it never felt like more than a distraction. Then Emily met him, Ryan, younger, adventurous, and, from what little I knew, incredibly charming. At first, she stuck to the rules. She told me when they were meeting, kept me in the loop, and assured me it was nothing serious. But soon, her behavior shifted. She started texting him constantly, even during our time. Dinners grew quieter, her phone always face down on the table. One night, I couldn't take it anymore. You seem really into him, I said, keeping my voice even. Emily shrugged. We just have a lot in common. Don't overthink it, James. But I did overthink it. How could I not? The woman I loved was slipping away, and I was the one who'd opened the door. The breaking point came a month later. Emily didn't come home one night. She texted me around midnight, saying she was staying at Ryan's because it was late and she didn't want to drive. When she finally walked through the door the next morning, I confronted her. Emily, this feels like more than just physical stuff. Her response was a sigh, exasperated and dismissive. You're reading into it too much. No, I'm not, I snapped. You're breaking the rules, and you know it. That's when she dropped the bomb. Maybe the rules are too restrictive, she said, crossing her arms. Ryan and I connect in a way I haven't felt in years. The words hit me like a gut punch. You're falling for him, I said, my voice barely above a whisper. She didn't deny it. I spent the next few days in a haze, replaying every conversation, every moment where I could have stopped this train wreck. But deep down, I knew it was too late. 2 weeks later, I found out she'd introduced Ryan to her sister. That had been one of our unspoken rules. This arrangement was never supposed to bleed into our personal lives. When I confronted her, she didn't even try to apologize. James, I'm happy, she said, as if that made everything okay. Her happiness felt like a knife in my chest. I realized I couldn't keep pretending this was working. I couldn't keep pretending I was okay. I want a divorce, I said, my voice steady despite the storm inside me. Emily's eyes widened in shock. You don't mean that. I do, I said firmly. This was supposed to bring us closer, but all it's done is show me how far apart we really are. For the first time in months, I saw a flicker of regret in her eyes. But it wasn't enough. It couldn't undo the damage. I moved out the following week. The house that once felt like home now felt like a graveyard of broken promises. People always say open marriages can work if both people are on the same page. But Emily and I weren't just on different pages, we were in entirely different books. Sometimes, letting go is the only way to find yourself again. And for the first time in years, I felt free.